Picture this, a single piranha devouring an entire human body in minutes. Scary, isn't it? But is it the truth or just Hollywood fantasy? We've all seen the movies, haven't we? The ferocious piranha with its razor-sharp teeth and insatiable appetite, ready to strip a cow to the bone in mere seconds. But how much of this is fact, and how much is simply a product of cinematic exaggeration? The piranha, a member of the Serrasalmidae family, is native to South America's freshwaters. Their infamous reputation often precedes them, but the reality is far less terrifying than the silver screen would have you believe. Yes, piranhas are carnivorous, and yes, they do have a set of impressive chompers. But the notion of these creatures being ruthless human killers is largely a myth. Piranhas are more scavengers than hunters. They're opportunistic feeders, preferring to feast on insects, worms, crustaceans, and fish. They also have a penchant for carrion, which is dead and decaying flesh. Not quite the bloodthirsty monsters that Hollywood portrays, are they? Let's address the elephant in the room. Can a piranha actually kill a human? The answer, quite simply, is no. Or at least, not in the way you might think. A piranha's bite, while undoubtedly painful, isn't fatal. And while a large group of piranhas could indeed cause serious injury, there are no verified incidents of piranhas killing a human. Now, you may be wondering about the size of these infamous fish. Piranhas vary in size, but they're not exactly the behemoths of the deep. The most common species, the red-bellied piranha, typically grows to around 10 inches in length. That's about the size of your average dinner plate. So, we've established that movies may have exaggerated a bit, but let's dive deeper into the world of piranhas. Let's explore what these fascinating creatures are really like, beyond the myths and misconceptions. Because, as we're about to discover, the truth is often far more interesting than fiction. Piranhas, those tiny creatures with razor-sharp teeth, but just how big can they get? Let's dive into the facts and figures. Now, the size of a piranha can vary, depending on the species. Yes, you heard that right. There are more than 30 species of piranhas swimming around out there. The most common among them, and the one you're probably picturing right now, is the red-bellied piranha. These little guys typically reach a length of about 10 to 14 inches. That's about the size of your average domestic cat, from nose to base of the tail. As for their weight, they usually tip the scales at around 2 to 3 pounds. That's about as heavy as a pineapple. Some piranha species, however, can grow much larger. The black piranha, for example, can reach a whopping 16 inches in length and weigh up to 5 pounds. That's about the size and weight of a healthy chihuahua. Now you might be wondering just how long these sharp-toothed swimmers live. Well, in the wild, piranhas usually live to about 10 years old, but in captivity, they've been known to reach the ripe old age of 20. That's a pretty impressive lifespan for a fish, wouldn't you say? So, there you have it. From the petite red-bellied piranha to the more substantial black piranha, these creatures pack a lot of bite for their size. And speaking of bite, did you know that piranhas have one of the strongest bite forces relative to their size among vertebrates? That's right, despite their small stature, these fish can clamp down with a force up to 30 times their own body weight. Given their size, it's hard to imagine these creatures being a threat to humans, isn't it? Let's explore further. So, can a piranha really harm a human? Let's look at some facts. Piranhas, with their razor-sharp teeth and voracious appetites, have been the stuff of nightmares for many due to their sensationalized reputation. But how much of this fear is rooted in reality, and how much is pure Hollywood fiction? First, let's address the size. The largest species of piranha, the black piranha, can reach up to 16 inches in length. That's about the size of a standard domestic cat. However, despite their relatively small size, don't be fooled. These creatures pack a powerful bite. In fact, the black piranha has the strongest bite force relative to its body size of any known fish species. So, can this strong bite be harmful to humans? The answer is potentially. There have been documented incidents of piranha bites causing serious injury. In 2011, for instance, a series of piranha attacks in Brazil led to over 100 people needing medical treatment. However, it's important to note that these attacks typically occur when food is scarce and the piranhas are in a frenzied state. Piranhas are, by nature, scavengers, preferring to feed on dead or dying creatures rather than going for healthy, lively prey. When they do bite, it's often out of defense rather than aggression. That's not to say that a piranha bite is a walk in the park. Their sharp teeth can easily tear through flesh, leaving a nasty wound. But, for the most part, they're more interested in leftovers than in launching a full-scale attack. Contrary to popular belief, piranhas don't typically hunt in large, coordinated schools. More often, they're solitary or live in small groups. The image of a swarm of piranhas reducing a large animal to a skeleton in a matter of minutes is largely a product of Hollywood imagination. These incidents certainly make you think twice about taking a dip in piranha-infested waters, but have there been any fatalities? The big question on everyone's mind: can a piranha kill a human? Now let's delve into the murky waters of recorded instances where piranhas have been linked with human fatalities. In the annals of history, there have been instances where piranhas have caused harm to humans, sometimes even leading to death. However, the context behind these unfortunate events is as crucial as the events themselves. The majority of these incidents typically occur in situations where piranhas are starving or provoked. Let's take a look at a few instances. One such instance dates back to the 1980s, when a drunk man fell into the Amazon River and was reportedly eaten by piranhas. However, it's important to note that the man had drowned before the piranhas got to him. The piranhas, being scavengers, were merely partaking in a meal that was already available. In another recorded incident, a 5-year-old girl lost her life to piranhas in Brazil. The unfortunate event took place in a shallow, stagnant part of the river where the piranhas were trapped due to low water levels and were starving. The girl tragically fell into the water and the hungry piranhas attacked. So, the question remains, can piranhas kill a human? The answer is technically yes, but the odds of a healthy, active person being killed by piranhas are extremely low. Most attacks occur when the piranhas are stressed, starving, or cornered, and even then, they usually result in injuries rather than death. As we look at these fatal encounters, it's evident that piranhas are not the bloodthirsty monsters they're often portrayed to be. They are, like any other wild creature, simply trying to survive in their environment. Now that we've seen what piranhas can potentially do, let's wrap up our discussion. Piranhas, tiny fish, big reputation. But how much of it is justified? In the cinematic universe, piranhas are often portrayed as the embodiment of aquatic terror, ready to strip a human to the bone in mere seconds. But as we've discussed, this image is largely sensationalized. Sure, they have sharp teeth, and yes, they can be aggressive when threatened or hungry, but piranhas are far from the mindless killers they're painted to be. Consider their size. Most piranhas grow no larger than 2 feet, with the majority averaging around 1 foot. That's hardly the size of a man-eating monster. They're opportunistic feeders, preferring easy meals over large, struggling prey. In fact, piranhas are more likely to scavenge than hunt, picking clean the bones of already dead animals. As for the question, can a piranha kill a human? The answer is technically yes, but it's important to note that fatal encounters are extremely rare. There have been incidents where piranhas have attacked humans, but these are typically under exceptional circumstances, such as when the fish are starving or their habitat is overcrowded. In most cases, piranha bites result in minor injuries, not death. So, why the fearsome reputation? It seems to be a combination of folklore, Hollywood dramatization, and the occasional sensational news story. In reality, piranhas are just another part of the complex web of life in the waterways of South America, serving an important role in the ecosystem by helping to control the population of other fish. The piranha paradox, then, is this: a creature that is both feared and misunderstood, its true nature obscured by the shadow of its exaggerated reputation. It is a reminder that we should always strive to separate fact from fiction, especially when it comes to our understanding of the natural world. So, next time you see a piranha on screen, remember, they're not the mindless killing machines they're often made out to be. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of piranhas.